very special live broadcast of whatever happened to pizza at McDonald's. I'm your host, Brian Thompson, and I am currently speaking to you from the restroom on board the autobus, which I am using to travel from New York, United States in New York, to the city of Boston, Massachusetts, where, as I speak tomorrow night, I will be delivering an historic lecture on McDonald's pizza, its history, its relevance to society, etc. I chose to travel by autobus so that I could take in the rather remarkable and quite beautiful scenery of the wilderness of New England on a little bit of a leisurely pace. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour journey. I am currently traveling through Connecticut, just passed through the city of Hartford, and I'm happy to report that the New England countryside has certainly lived up to the proverbial hype. It is indeed quite beautiful. We passed countless dead and rotting trees, and a few of the shopping malls that we passed looked almost clean in a way. Why am I inside the restroom on board this bus? Well, for one reason, really. It's for privacy. Unfortunately, this bus does not offer different classes of passenger service. There are no hermetically sealed sleep pods for first-class passengers. Everyone is sort of just loaded aboard in an open cabin with all of their personal business on full display. In fact, my seat is just a couple of seats behind a gentleman who has been quietly sobbing this entire trip for reasons I do not know. I just hope it has nothing to do with thinking that there are no investigative journalists looking into whatever happened to McDonald's pizza. Perhaps later I might just pat him on the shoulder and reassure him that yes, indeed, there is an investigative journalist looking into this matter, and he is me. Just in case that is what the gentleman is sobbing about. I am trying to speak as quietly as possible because I do not want my fellow passengers to know that I am broadcasting from inside the restroom. I do not believe that if I spoke in a normal volume, they would be able to tell exactly what I was saying, but they would be able to tell that I was talking, and I just would not want them to think that I am praying to some sort of a violent and vengeful God that I believe has ordered me to hijack the bus or anything horrible like that. So keeping it as quiet as possible, and hopefully they will just think I am performing the normal duties of someone who goes into the restroom on a public bus. In the meantime, I thought that I would some cues. I solicited some cues, short for questions, from some listeners on social media earlier this afternoon, and I thought just to pass the time a bit on my way to Boston, I would short for answer, some of those cues, short for questions. So let me check my cellular telephone, which is really tantamount to a pocket computer, and see if I can find any questions. I have a question from a listener named Michael who asks if the bus has attempted to go through any drive-thrus. The answer is no. The bus has really stuck to the interstate highway system, made no stops whatsoever. Even though I believe a stop or two would have been prudent, judging from some of the smells wafting around this restroom. Some people perhaps could have used more robust or well-equipped facilities, or at least ones that weren't sloshing their bodies around, causing their orifices to change positions as certain things were coming out of said orifices. Anyway, to answer your question, no. The bus has not attempted to go through any drive-thrus yet. Next question. A listener named Fantasy Santa is asking my opinion of the controversial decision of a rather well-known New York, United States, New York pizza parlor called Two Bros, which I believe is perhaps short for Two Brothers. Their decision to raise the price of their formerly 99-cent pizza slice to what I am assuming is a higher price. Well, not being from New York, United States, New York, I am not used to the idea of a slice of pizza costing only 99 cents. So, and perhaps I do not understand the full impact of the change. But I do understand that inflation is on the rise. Pizza ingredients, which in my estimation, if you're, let's say you were listing the top 5 pizza ingredients of all time, I believe those would be, well, crust, pizza sauce, cheese, toppings, crust, pizza sauce, cheese, toppings. That's 4. I believe maybe one of those 4 would at least be in the proverbial conversation in a list of top 5 pizza ingredients. Anyway, what I was saying about inflation, though, is that I do understand that the cost of said ingredients has gone up over the years. I'm sure since whenever the Two Brothers decided to start selling slices for 99 cents. So I would assume this is the reason for them raising their price, but perhaps there is a middle ground solution for those upset by this decision. Working on the assumption that purchasing items in bulk can save the wholesaler some money when purchasing ingredients. Perhaps if customers offer to purchase slices of pizza in bulk up front, they could average the price out to 99 cents per slice. Let's see, just doing some quick back of the toilet paper math. I believe something along the lines of paying for 5,000 slices up front would be reasonable. So roughly $5,000 give or take 5,000 cents if we're talking about 99-cent slices. And that would entitle you to 5,000 slices in the future from Two Brothers at 99 cents a slice, which should make longtime customers very happy. And 5,000 slices may not seem like very much, but that's enough pizza to last almost an entire year. Let's look for another question. Lardy Basto asks if there was ever a pizza McFlurry, and then also adds, I hope not. It sounds disgusting. To my knowledge, there never was a pizza McFlurry. But there is nothing stopping you from ordering a regular McDonald's McFlurry and purchasing a slice of pizza, obviously from elsewhere, because McDonald's does not serve original recipe pizza anymore. But just purchase it perhaps from Two Bros, pay your $5,000 up front, and I'm sorry, I just looked out the window and we passed another shopping mall. It was, once again, almost clean and really caught my eye. Beautiful sight. But anyway, purchase a slice of pizza and a McFlurry, throw them in a blender, blend them up, and taste it for yourself. And please report back your findings. Let me know if it was indeed, as you predicted, disgusting. Next question. Peaceful Derek asks if my return trip to New York, United States, New York, will involve a speaking engagement along the lines of my historic lecture at Boston College, and if it will also include a meet and eat. I do not have any firm plans. I do know that I will be returning to New York, United States, New York rather soon. I really enjoyed my time there, and I learned quite a bit about the history of pizza. I learned some fascinating information about the New York variety of pizza that I think would really apply to my McDonald's pizza investigation vis-a-vis the controversy about whether or not McDonald's pizza could have fit through the drive-thru windows. This has been one of the many spurious excuses the McDonald's Corporation has given over the years for why they stopped serving it. Apparently, one of the reasons, according to them, is that the pizza boxes, specifically the family-sized variety, were too wide to fit through a standard drive-thru window, therefore eliminating the drive-thru customer from the pizza customer base. This is obviously absurd for various reasons, up to and including simple common sense, but I learned that the New York variety of pizza is, in fact, foldable. So, just in case McDonald's is telling the truth, at least for some locations with especially small drive-thru windows, perhaps when they bring pizza back, it could be some sort of a New York variety that could be folded and slip through a window that way if necessary. But to answer your question, yes, when I do return to New York, United States, New York, I do plan to be giving any number of speaking engagements on McDonald's pizza, yes, on investigative journalism in general, of course, and any number of other matters on which I consider myself an expert. up to and including pizza-related poetry. If I could find a beatnik coffee shop willing to host me. Next question. Derek asks how my Willow sequel is coming along, and before I answer that question, I guess I would like to address the recent developments concerning the Willow web series on Disney.com. For those who are not aware, some months ago, Disney.com, which is the official website of the Walter Disney Corporation, premiered a web series called Willow, and it starred, among many, many other less interesting characters, the character of Willow Upgood from the original film Willow 1, once again portrayed by the great actor Warwick Davis. Now, obviously, this was a non-canonical novelty Willow, similar to the non-canonical novelty pizza offered by the world's largest McDonald's in Orlando, Florida, which is a brick oven variety, not original recipe, and therefore non-canon. This Willow web series was a web series, not a film, like the original film Willow 1, so it technically could not be considered a canonical sequel, because it's not even in the same medium, and in fact is one of the most reviled and detested media of all time, the web series. So that project was not a threat to my project, the official canonical sequel to Willow, Willow 2 Through the Portal of Time, which will in fact be a film. But it did gain some attention. Unfortunately, it did not gain enough attention to earn a second season. It was rather unceremoniously canceled after just one season. Now, I know that this statement has become rather controversial because one of the producers of the Willow web series, some sort of nepotism hire named something Kasdan, he has claimed that they're just taking a prolonged break. They do not know when they will be filming season 2 of the Willow web series, but it has not been canceled because there's a possibility that they will one day film season 2 of the Willow web series, and point taken, I suppose, but it is also, I guess, speaking in terms of what we understand about quantum physics and multiverse theory, and the idea that any potential reality is somewhere across the multiverse actually real. I suppose it is possible that there would be a second season of Willow, the web series, but by that same metaphorical token, it's also possible that there will be a second season of the show Cop Rock, but I am not holding my proverbial breath. So to answer your question, my canonical sequel to Willow, Willow 2 Through the Portal of Time, is still in development. I am taking meetings, soliciting meetings, planning meetings with various powers that be in the film world, and I hope to share some news soon. Actually, I can share a tidbit of news right now. I do fully plan to bring back the great actor Val Kilmer. I understand he did not take part in the Willow web series for obvious reasons. He is a film actor, and a great one at that. But I do plan to bring him back as his famous character, Mad Mardigan, for Willow 2 through the portal of time. I understand that he has suffered some health setbacks, but any of the billions of people who saw the film Top Gun 2, even more Maverick, last year, know that he did in fact make an appearance in that film, and even though he cannot speak through his mouth, he was able to type messages onto a computer and communicate that way. Now you might be wondering, computers? There are no computers in the world of Willow, a world which I'm sure has a name, but I am not familiar with what it is because it was not spoken aloud in the film Willow 1. Well, yes, you are correct. As far as we know from Willow 1, there are no computers in this world, or even electricity, which is the magic on which computers run. But there are feather quills. And let us just say, I think that Val Kilmer, as his character Mad Mardigan, will have no trouble communicating via feather quill. Okay, well, that appears to be all of the cues that I have received so far, or at least that I am able to here on this bus. I should probably free up the restroom for someone else, not only because I have been in here for quite a while and someone may have to use the facilities, but because the various gases that I have been inhaling have made me rather nauseous and lightheaded, and I believe I am going to have to go back to the main cabin and politely ask one of my fellow passengers to relinquish his or her seat, perhaps stand in the aisle while I lie down across theirs. Thank you very much for listening, and I believe probably the next time you hear from me, it will be a recording of my historic lecture from Boston College. Please have a good day.